Schon. Anstehend, ach so. Hare Krishna. Schon live, Mohan.
So going?
Kannst du kurz gucken,
Das
bitte?
wird kein Live.
Aber hier läuft schon.
It's bad, you know?
Ist okay. Hier läuft schon. Aber warum ist noch anstehend? Ist weg, ist live.
Ventilierung ist laut. Machen wir. So. Okay, now it's working. Going.
They had everything.
Is that?
Yeah.
You have on camera.
It's live.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
we're continuing our marathon on meditation on Sri Krishna Chaitanya form. There's a double positiveness. So we were speaking about this morning about negative meditation on Krishna, results of negative meditation, and this was exemplified by great King Kamsa. They found out that he was actually a great personality, and that he was always constantly thinking of Krishna. And this was something we aspire also, but the only thing the Kamsa did was the negative meditation, negative connotation, because he was envious of Krishna, and he was very inimical towards Krishna. So this was a negative. Although he was negatively involved in meditating on Krishna's form, he could actually think of Krishna even while sleeping, or eating, or walking.
Maybe you should ask if somebody needs translation into the German
If
language.
somebody needs translation in German, braucht jemand Übersetzung auf Deutsch? Brauchst du Übersetzung auf Deutsch, ja?
Und,
Er braucht auch Übersetzung.
okay, vielleicht könnt ihr in einer Ecke sitzen.
Hier, oder?
Er kann nicht auf dem Boden sitzen.
Ja, mein Zucker bringt ihn in den Stuhl.
Dann gehen wir runter mit der ganzen Kiste.
Very nice.
Kannst du auch alles mitnehmen. Nimm mal den ganzen Turm. Den ganzen Turm. Das ist Stehbein. Das schaffst du noch, oder? Das musst du selber tragen.
Ey, da ist noch was.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Okay.
Okay.
Alles bereit?
Kinder raus.
Okay, so today we are talking about continuation of our marathon of thinking of Krishna, meditation on Sri Krishna's transcendental form. Yesterday we spoke about what does it mean to meditate on Krishna's form 2 times. Today, this morning, we're speaking about negative meditation on Krishna, and today evening we'll speak about positive meditation on Krishna. So morning was we spoke about Kamsa, how he was constantly absorbed in Krishna's thoughts. He could not think of anything else. When he was eating, he would think of Krishna. The reason why he was thinking of Krishna is because of fear. Because fear means we are in anxiety that our sense gratification will be disturbed. So, in this case, by killing. If Krishna killed 8th child of Devaki, he killed Kamsa, he would have not exist anymore, so his enjoyment in this material world would cease. So therefore, he was always in anxiety. But although he was so much in anxiety and hating Krishna all the time, by thinking of Krishna, Krishna was actually, at the time of his death, when he killed him, he gave him special benediction. Because usually when Krishna kills demons, we spoke about this, demons attain Sayuja Mukti. And Prabhupada says that this case, Kamsa, was specially favored. And he got Sarupya Mukti, that had the same body as that of the Lord Vishnu. So we spoke day before yesterday, how from the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, how different devotees achieve or assume different forms when they go to Vaikuntha Loka according to their liking. Some of worshippers of Ahadev, they assume the form of a boar. They also want to be a boar, and so on and so forth. And there's some people who want to Sarupya, attain the same bodily features as the Lord. So when Gopakumar came to the Vaikuntha Loka, he saw one person with 4 arms, looking just like Vishnu, worshipped by hundreds and thousands of people. And he thought, this is Vishnu. He bowed down. And this devotee said, no, I'm not Vishnu. I have the same bodily features, but I'm also devotee. And Gopakumar said, oh, really? Gopakumar is a very simple boy from village in Vrindavan, Govardhan. It's a Govardhan village. There's even more village than Vrindavan, Govardhan. So he didn't know. Then he saw another person, even worshipped by even more people. So he offered obeisance to him. I said, no. So he was wondering, what is this going on? So then they explained to him that actually this is called Sarupya. So Kamsa has attained this Sarupya Mukti, this liberation. But again, the reason is, as somebody mentioned, who did this say this morning, is because ultimately this was one of the two gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijay. Because it is described in the Brihad Bhagavatam when Gopakumar was going to Vaikuntha, first time he entered, there was one gate. And then Gopakumar was going. So the first gate, they announced, Gopakumar is entering. So this is going to happen when we enter, just to prepare ourselves. Entering the Vaikuntha Loka. So then second gate, Gopakumar is entering. Third gate, he said there was many different gates. You cannot just go easily to Vaikuntha. There are different kinds of gates. Anyway, so but one of the gatekeepers were actually Jaya and Vijay. So later on they became demons by the curse of 4 Kumaras, and so on and so forth. This story we will not speak today. So this was the negative meditation of Krishna, the results of negative meditation of Krishna. And I also mentioned how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was, at that time, there was 2 paper articles in newspaper, different newspapers wrote an article about the Hare Krishna Gaudiya Mat at that time. And Bhaktisiddhanta read the first article, very favorable article. Gaudiya Mat is great, so he read the first article. Then he read the second article, very unfavorable article. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, this article is better. So the devotee said, Maharaj, how is this better? Because it is better because there are more times written Hare Krishna mantra. This is actually the key. So the key is Yena Tena Prakarena Mana Krishna Veshayet Sarva Vidi Nisheda Sur Etayar Eva Kinkaram. Somehow or other, one should think of Krishna. And this is the goal, this is the advice of all the Sarva Vidi, of all the Shastras. Of all the scriptures, whatever we read, this is the essence of all of them. Somehow or other, Prabhu says, somehow or other to think of Krishna. So of course, we should try to think favorably, because it's better. But to think unfavorably is not dangerous. So this is how Akrura, although he was actually associate of Kamsa, I think this is unfavorable for his head. Maybe you can move the...
Maybe half open.
How Akrura was actually, although he was living with Kamsa, he was Kamsa's servant, you can say. Akrura's thinking was completely opposite, very favorable. And the results he had is that Krishna was very merciful on Kamsa. On Akrura. On the other hand, Krishna was also merciful on Kamsa, but he killed him. This is his mercy. So Akrura, first of all, the question arises, why did Akrura stay with Kamsa? I mean, he was a devotee, why would he stay with a non-devotee who hates Krishna? Obviously he hated Krishna and wanted to kill him even. Because previously Kamsa sent so many demons to Vrindavan to kill Krishna. So why would a devotee be in association who actually wants to kill your Lord. You know. So the Acharyas answered this very interestingly, that he stayed for this reason because he wanted to witness the pastimes of Krishna. Akrura. Because he knows what's going to happen. He knows that Krishna will, come to Mathura. Devotees, pure devotees have more insights in this world than we have, obviously. So Akrura was thinking, I cannot wait to see Lord here, to come here. So he stayed for this very reason. And we already spoke how each devotee has a different attraction to a particular form of the Lord. So Akrura's attraction is for this Vasudeva Krishna. This was his Krishna, you can say. And so this was the reason why Akrura stayed. And so Akrura was sitting there waiting. And then what happened? Kamsa sent the last demon, Keshi demon. He said, I'm going to send you because all the other demons never came back. Kamsa sent them to Vrindavan and they never returned. So imagine what would you think what happened to them, Putana and all these other people. So, as I said, there was no at that time, live Ubetragum, he sent Putana with a, how you call it, body cam. Putana is going there, to kill Krishna. And no, they did not know. She left, they did not know why she didn't come back, But they assumed something was very bad, something very bad happened. So he sent as a last option, he said, I will bring, one last demon I will send, Keshi. The horse demon, right? Horse there outside, I hope he's not a demon. The horse demon. And he said, Keshi, go and kill Krishna, go to Vrindavan and kill Krishna. At the same time, he called for Akrura. Akrura, I think Keshi went faster because he was a horse. Akrura was slowly going in the chariot. So Akrura was left in the morning, and Keshi also left in the morning. And when Akrura arrived, Keshi was already killed. So it didn't last, the visit of Keshi, much. Vrindavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Keshi was allowed to enter Shri Vrindavan Dham, but not for long. So, but Kamsa immediately revealed the plan to Akrura. I'm sending you to Vrindavan because I want to kill Krishna Balaram. That's it. I mean, this is so blunt and also so puffed up, you can say. He was confident, I'm going to kill Krishna Balaram, so you just go, but don't tell him that I want to kill them. Amazing how this, even, because I was thinking, even these great personalities, Kamsa was actually very qualified. It also said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, a very qualified person, materially. It's not like he was a stupid guy, He was a king, he was very qualified materially, but somehow or other he could not have this spiritual intelligence as we spoke about today. Anybody remember spiritual intelligence? Yes, someone. We spoke about we have to have a spiritual intelligence to actually go back to God. So Kamsa did not have this. But Kamsa didn't have even this basic religious intelligence. So he just said, I'm going to kill Krishna and Balaram. I will invite him first for a fake wrestling match. I have these two huge wrestlers. Actually, the type of wrestling this Chanura and Mushtika did, equivalent to the MMA. Like very much, isn't it? It's not only boxing or not only wrestling, there's a boxing and wrestling and punching. So it's a kind of like MMA.
Kicking.
And kicking. So it's a kickbox, mixed martial art. MMA, mixed martial art. So this was even existed even back then. Chanura and Mushtika. And then before the entrance of the arena, Kamsa put this huge elephant, Kuvala Afida, who would trample him to death. So Kamsa was very confident, bring Krishna Balaram, just don't tell them. And one very, very funny thing is that, this is really funny, sorry, but for men, Kamsa said, here I have a brand new coach, how to say, vehicle. chariot, brand new chariot for you, brand like last model, no newest model, because he thought when Krishna, Balaram and boys see this chariot, they will think like, wow. So when men see, brand new BMW, they think, wow. You're equivalent to this, brand new chariot in latest model. This is the most fashion gadgets at the time. So Kamsa thought, I'm going to send him this amazing car. And Krishna, Balaram, when they see it, they will immediately say, okay, I want to sit here. Because this is what boys do. They see good car, let me check it out. Let me go for a ride. And but another one more esoteric thing. Lord Balaram, you're an ocean of blessing. The interesting aspect is esoteric in the sense that actually Kamsa arranged in such a way that the car was brand new and only Krishna Balaram will use it first. So the point is that whatever we do for Krishna, whatever we use for Krishna, it should be only for Krishna. We should not like eat from our plate and then next day offer to Krishna the same plate, which I did as a young devotee. I didn't know, I thought plate is plate, we eat from our plate and then offer to Krishna, it's the same plate, but it's not. It's not, sushi, it's not sushi. So whatever we do for Krishna, whatever we use for Krishna should be new, it should be the best. Not as, sorry to divert a little bit, but I was a temple president one time in America, and I got a car donation, and I said, I don't think I will accept this Kali Yuga donation. And I call it Kali Yuga donation, The car with like 400,000 miles on it, The window did not work, didn't start properly. I said, who needs such a, is this a car still, And the person who wanted to give was angry. Because in America you give something to donation to a charity, you get the taxes off. Terrible. So no Kali Yuga donation for Krishna. We give to Krishna always the best. When we were, let's do another story. When I was also in America, we went to the different sabji markets to beg. We went in dhoti, saffron dhoti, shave. So we went to different sabji markets and asked for, for monks. They mostly got nothing, until we went to a Vietnamese market. This Laos, Vietnam, these countries, Cambodia. When they saw us, they brought the best. Like really the best vegetable, the best, so much, some weird, we don't know what is it, some, but we took it for Krishna anyways. And they gave us the most expensive, the best, so that was really nice. So this is how we should do for Krishna, the best. We should offer, and Nectar Devotion also explains that one should offer something which is very dear to yourself, to Krishna. So everybody has something which is very dear. Once there was a story, one devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, was a very young devotee, and he read this statement, you should give to Krishna something which is very dear to you. So he went and he gave to Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, I want to give you something. And Prabhupada says, oh, what do you want to give me? So he gave him a watch. This watch is old watch, not worth anything, not even proper. But he said, this is very dear to me because this is given to me by my father. So Prabhupada accepted the watch and wore it for some time. So this is the point, we should give to Krishna something which is very dear to us. And also we should offer to Krishna, every time we see Krishna, we should actually offer something to Krishna. If we don't have anything, then we should offer ourselves. Krishna, I'm here, available, whatever you like to do, me to do, I'll do it. Want me to, we read today, Krishna Anushilanam has to be favorable to Krishna as Krishna desires. This is a pure devotee doesn't have any desire separate from Krishna's. So this is nice. Krishna wants us to go there, Krishna wants us to go here, Krishna wants us to do this service or that service. We're just always ready. We always, is that what that's bereit? Arbeitsbereit oder notbereit?
Dienstbereit.
Dienstbereit.
Allzeit bereit. Allzeit bereit.
Allzeit bereit, So we're always ready for Krishna, anything. We're just standing. There was a story. Now it was the stories. Today is the story there anyways. The Hanuman, was always eager to serve Lord Ram. So he went and killed the demons in Lanka. So he came back and he stand in front of Ram like this. And Ram said, no, hold on. You know, and he said, give me some service. I will do you some service. Give me some service. And Ram was like, oh my God, there's no service. You know, there's not. We killed everybody. You know, we built a bridge. There's not much to do. And they said, no, I want to do it. And Hanuman was standing. He was like, Ram said, okay, how about whenever I yawn, you do this. Because, you know, we see devotees sometimes do this. I said, you do this, isn't it? No, I saw somebody recently. You know, you be yawn, and then you do this. Because this is supposed to, when you're yawning, this is like a village talk. When you yawn, some kind of ghost collects around, you know, because it's a tamasic activity, yawning. So when you do this, the sound scares them or scatters them away. So Ram says, whenever I yawn, you do this. So Hanuman was thinking. I don't know if this is a true story from Hanuman, but it sounds very nice. It's well known, exactly. It's a well known story and it sounds very nice. Because Hanuman was always ready to serve. He wanted to do something. So we should be like this, always ready to serve Krishna. You should stand in front of me, Srimad. Tell me, should I go left, right? What do you want? So let's go back to the story of Akrura. So when Akrura, you know, sat in this beautiful chariot, and he was going, you know, very, very far away from Mathura to Vrindavan, 12 kilometers. And Akrura traveled from morning to evening somehow, I don't know how. Because we were speaking about the tangas, you know, in the beginning, I don't know when was the first time you went to Vrindavan. 1980. So in Vrindavan there were no rickshaws, there was these tangas, the horses. If you, there was the horse. Even I went 91 first, 92 first time. And there was this, no rickshaws, there was nothing, there was no buildings, but there was a horse. So you sit on this horse platform and it goes like, like, oh my God. And from Mathura to Vrindavan it takes like a couple of hours. So. But somehow Akrura went from morning to evening, from Mathura to Vrindavan. It's a long journey, for 12 kilometers only. So, what happened then? So Akrura was slowly going towards Vrindavan, and he approached Vrindavan, his devotion was growing more and more, and he started like imagining things, you know. When I arrive, I will see the lotus feet. First of all, I will see the Lord. So this, Akrura said, how is this possible? He said, what type of good acts have I done in my life to actually be able to see the Lord? You know, sometimes we can take for granted, you know, it is Krishna, but actually it's such a privilege to actually be able to see the Lord. Because we read the first day when we were speaking about meditation, that Krishna reveals himself only by his mercy. That some people cannot see Krishna even if he is present. There was one also humorous story that one mother of a devotee came to the temple for the first time. So the devotee brought her in front of the temple and mother was looking, you know, temple, altar. In front of the altar, mother was looking at the altar, everything. And then the devotee turned and he said, after like 5 minutes, and he said, how do you like our deities? And she said, deities? What? He said, Krishna. And she said, I didn't see any. And on the altar, you know, they said, what do you look? She was looking at the ornaments, she was looking at the pillars, and, you know, it's a nice pillar, and she somehow did not see Krishna on the altar. So you have to, you know, even such a simple thing to see Krishna on the altar, you need the mercy of Krishna. What good deeds have I done to actually be able to see Krishna? This is amazing. Mahabhaga, we call this Mahabhaga. We are talking today also, or yesterday, that how devotees acquire the mercy of Krishna, how do they acquire a spiritual master? Only due to great fortune. Bhagyavan Jiva. Brahmanda Brahmita Kona, Bhagyavan Jiva. So we are wandering throughout the whole universe, and by the great fortune only, we are able to see. So, just fortunate. The Dhanavir Maharaj has this book called Fortunate Souls. So we actually somehow fortunate souls. We could have ended up so many different ways, so many different paths, so many different things. And somehow we are sitting here still, listening Hare Krishna mantra, eating prasadam. This is amazing. This is a great mercy of Krishna. So this is what Akrura is wondering. So there was a one also conversation with Srila Prabhupada. One devotee asked Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, it is said that to become devotee in this life, you have to have, in previous lives, you have to do some past activities, you have to do this and that, yagyas or whatever. So that means that, and therefore by doing this in the next life, you become fortunate to be born, to be joined the Hare Krishna movement, to be a devotee of the Hare Krishna movement. And Prabhupada says, yes, this could be true, but you should always think that I created your good fortune. Prabhupada says that I actually created your good fortune. So this is an attitude of a devotee, that we always think it is by the grace of Prabhupada that we are allowed to actually participate in this movement. Otherwise, what qualifications do we have? Oh, maybe you have. You're born in the Holy Dharma, but we don't. At least myself, we don't have qualifications to actually. Dinabandhu Prabhu said once, they asked him in the early days in India, Indians always ask you, what country, and then what qualifications? What qualifications do you have? In India that means what kind of education do you have? But Dinabandhu said, I don't have any qualification. My qualification is only Prabhupada, that's my qualification. So this is our qualification, Srila Prabhupada. So Akrura was thinking this way, and then he started meditating, believe it or not, on Krishna's, this is a very nice actually, on Krishna's hand. Because we always, Krishna's smiling face, the 10 cantos, Srimad Bhagavatam, but Krishna's hand. And Akrura was meditating on Krishna's hand. He said, this hand, is a glorious hand. So the Bali Maharaj gave the donation to this hand when Vamanadev came, and he said, and his life became glorious just because he touched this hand. And he said also that this hand is a magic hand, in a sense that when they do the gopi do the rasa dance, as in the picture here, the rasa dance. That Krishna, when gopis became very tired, they're perspiring, Krishna has taken his hand and wipes the sweat of the gopis from their forehead. And he said, by just swiping the hand on their forehead, they become so energized that they can dance. We know the rasa dance lasts sometimes one kalpa or something. It's a long time dancing. So Krishna gives them this strength. And he said that Krishna's hand is so fragrant. Duftig, yeah. That he said, Krishna smells like a most beautiful fragrance when you just Krishna touches your hand. So Akrura was meditating on his hand. And he was thinking when he comes, Krishna and Balaram will be there. And they will wonder, oh, my dear uncle Akrura, nice that you came. So he said, as soon as I see him, he was already imagining in his mind. This has happened, this is normal psychology. When we meet if you want to meet some famous person, I don't know, who's very famous, and we would think like, oh my God, I have to meet them, I will shake their hand, and you create in your mind picture, what would you do when this happens? So Akrura was imagining this, he enters Vrindavan, and he goes in front of the house of Krishna Balaram, And then as soon as I see them, I will fall down at their feet and grab their lotus feet. Then he glorifies the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. The great yogis are meditating and doing these heavy austerities, in the mountains and the Himalayas, to actually achieve his like toenails of the lotus feet of Krishna. And it's not easy. And I, Akrura, who don't do anything, I'm actually associating with his enemy, Kamsa. I will be able to see Krishna and Balaram and touch their feet, like we today saw Krishna and Balaram and bathed Krishna and Balaram. This is an amazing thing, actually. So he would think about this, and then he said, then Krishna would shake hand with me, And he said, this is actually what happened when Krishna arrived. In India, they take your hand with two hands, isn't it? Like this. Prabhu, there's a sign of one hand is not enough. It has to be another is like more from the heart. So he would say, Krishna will take and shake my hand. So this is, I thought it was very interesting. Because in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada explains when Brahma finished his creation and the job is done, the service was done, and they said, "Dear Krishna Balaram ki jai." So we also have a special mercy to the darshan of Krishna Balaram.
Most beautiful.
Most beautiful Krishna Balaram. See the darshan. Jaya Shri Krishna Balaram.
Jai.
So,
That was serious, yeah?
yeah, I'm serious. This is Krishna Balaram.
Könnt ihr wissen zur Seite gehen?
Die Diener des Herrn sind noch aktiv.
Nur ein kleines Bild mit der Kamera.
It's okay, man.
Jaya Krishna Balaram. So, they make one round around the audience. So, he said, Lord Brahma, when Brahma finished his job of creation, they said that Krishna, the Lord, was very satisfied with Brahma, and the Lord shook hands with Lord Brahma. Imagine. Well done, man. Of course, nowadays we do this, or whatever elbow. We'll do different signs, But they shook hands with Brahma. And Prabhupada says, very interestingly enough, I love this purport. He said, anyone, however, preaching mission of the Lord in the line of Brahma Sampradaya is always dear to the Lord. Is always dear to the Lord. And the Lord, being satisfied with such a preacher, shakes hand with him in great satisfaction. So if you are a preacher of Krishna consciousness, Krishna said, well, congratulations. So I thought it was very nice that we are actually able to do this wonderful thing to see Krishna Balaram. And of course, Prabhupada, there was also a conversation which I read today. The one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, I want to ask you one question. There's this Aniruddha Prabhu. And Prabhupada says yes. And he asked the question, can we see Krishna in this life? Can we talk to Krishna in this lifetime? And Prabhupada says, yes. And he said, this was enough for me. Prabhupada said yes, it's the truth. So meaning, Krishna, Lord Chaitanya came to offer us this gift of Krishna consciousness, which is completely free. And we can actually take it full advantage of it. Full advantage. And all of us can achieve this wonderful thing that Krishna shakes hands with us. And that he shows his wonderful features, bodily form, lotus feet, lotus hand, and so on. So it's nice movement. So this is the thing. Of course, I will not want to speak too much. We'll start now. Just skip a little bit. And Akrura said, "How is this possible that I'm such actually not really great devotee?" You know, Akrura was a little bit, humble. Not a little bit, actually. There's many nice prayers, humble prayers. But Akrura said, "I'm not a great devotee. How is this possible that I'm seeing Krishna? They're much better devotees than me." And then he thought, well, das ist auf Deutsch gesagt, auch ein blindes Huhn findet mal ein Korn. Meaning, even a blind chicken can find a corn. This is English expression, but it's in Deutsch there's like it. Ein blinder Huhn findet einmal findet man Korn. So meaning that even a blind chicken will see some, you eat, and then if you don't see it, and then after some time you get it. So I think this is also nice meditation in Buddhism. Meaning that I don't deserve it, but maybe, you don't know. Maybe Krishna will say, okay, you know, like we see in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Sometimes Lord Chaitanya, of course, not sometimes, most of the times Lord Chaitanya was not logically examining the world or said, you have 64 anarthas and you have 12 anarthas, I will give you mercy. Lord Chaitanya was just like, I can't embrace you. Lord Nityananda is even worse. Because Lord Nityananda is described in the Chaitanya Bhagavatam that he would be going to each disciple this is high. Jaya Krishna Balaram ki, and the rest of the gods. Difficult to mention all of them. So each of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya would have different tasks, different assignment. And Nityananda had the assignment to preach to the most fallen. So he would go to all these fishermen, not even educated. He would just go and embrace the people. He didn't care who you are. What is your mindset, or do you eat fish? Or he just embraced people. And they said, Lord Nityananda is no discrimination. Who will get the mercy and who will not get the mercy? So this is, I'm mentioning all of this, that we also hope that Lord Nityananda will somehow glance our way. So that's why it's good to always be a lot in front of Lord Nityananda, because you don't know. It may happen. And he thinks, look at this guy. I'll give you mercy. So this is what Akrura was thinking. And then he said, because of my opportunity to see Krishna, my birth has meaning. So we should also think like this. I remember one devotee once said, they asked him, something before you join. And the devotees like to speak before they join, how I was terrible, doing this and bad things. Some devotees are like having a good time speaking about how terrible they were. Isn't it? I did this and I did that. Everybody's like, wow, he did this. But and this devotee, they asked him, what was, before you joined? He said, before I joined, I was useless. And now I'm also useless. So this is the more safer mentality of a devotee, following the footsteps of Akrura, who thinks like this also. I was useless, I am still useless, but somehow or other, Krishna allowed me. And therefore my life suddenly has meaning. And indeed, Kamsa was very merciful to me. I was this devotee, he wrote Blazing Sadhus, Achyutananda. He was a sannyasi in Prabhupada's time, very powerful. He wrote his first verse book in ISKCON, and he was preaching in South India, very powerful preacher. He was defeating atheists, Mayavadis a lot, and very powerful preacher. And he wrote his book, Blazing Sadhus. So first chapter of the book, he's glorifying the 60s, the hippie movement. They call it counterculture movement. So I was reading this, I was like, man, what is this to do with Prabhupada? But actually, if you think about this is like Akrura said here. He's thank you, Kamsa, that you sent me to. He's glorified the demon, because by the mercy of this demon, he is able to see Krishna. So in the same way, this devotee wrote, by the mercy of this hippie movement, taking drugs or whatever, experimenting consciousness, he was actually able to come to Krishna consciousness. So he's very grateful. Even Srila Prabhupada himself once said, I'm very thankful to America. Because America helped me in my initial preaching mission. So Prabhupada was thankful to United States of America, because they understand this is the mercy ultimately of Krishna. So, meaning that we always have to see, even if a bad something happened to us or some, externally unfavorable circumstance, we should understand this circumstance helps us to come closer to Krishna. We should see always Krishna's hand. Samoham sada bhuteshu. Namedveshtam. Anybody scholar here? Priya? Hare Krishna. Anyways, this verse. They say Krishna, do you have to see? Yes. We have to see Krishna's hand everywhere. And this is the proper attitude. When Vidura was expelled by Duryodhana, who told him, you are son of a Shudrani, you don't deserve to be here, get out of here, of our palace. Duryodhana, Vidura thought, but first he was so angry, his chest was heaving like a snake. Is it anybody Kshatriya here? Yeah, not Kshatriya. When you're angry, it's like anger is, I cannot describe this. When anger is, you want to burn somehow I can understand the Prachetas who burn the forest, that's good looking. So he was so angry at the first, but then he had his spiritual intelligence kicked and he said, thank you Krishna, I'm avoiding the Kurukshetra battle, Haribol, and then he would also go to the places of pilgrimage to see Krishna. So he immediately understood, this is Krishna's arrangement. He didn't dwell on it, hating Duryodhana for 10 years or something. He just said, okay, it's Krishna's arrangement. So devotees should see everything as Krishna's arrangement. I know it sounds cliche a little bit to see everything as Krishna's arrangement, but we should see everything as Krishna's arrangement. On the other hand, we should not think it is Krishna's arrangement, therefore I couldn't do this. Or if we do something really stupid, there was one devotee, story time. We had one devotee, big, very big, bhaktavis, very aggressive, really aggressive. And he was like a tough guy, street guy, big. So we had a Harinam once, and one devotee, some guy came, drunk guy, and he came next to the Matajis. So I said, Alex, go protect the Matajis. So Alex went there, and the guy wanted to, I guess, come closer, touch the Mataji, and Alex, no speaking, Alex was just, and the guy just felt like a banana tree, laying on the floor, and he's laying there. Alex came to him and said, if you get up, you get another one. And the guy was laying, he was afraid to get up. He was laying on the floor, So we had a Harinam dancing, and he's laying, he's afraid to get up. So I told him, Alex, we don't do this. Very nice. I mean, he was very nice. I liked him very much. So, and then later on told me, I was empowered by Nisimadeva. I said, well, so I wouldn't go that far, So we should not think that way. We should also not think if we do something stupid, that, it's Krishna's arrangement. It's not my fault. I did something really stupid when I was young devotee. My guru said, I was Bhakta Sasha. Bhakta Sasha, for me, this is Krishna's mercy, but for you, it's your foolishness. Okay, because I thought Krishna, it was impossible or something. So we should always think like this. If something good happens, it's a mercy of Krishna. And we do something bad, it's our fault. We should not think the otherwise. So this is also some kind of sign of humility. Anyways, so he went to Nakrura saw Krishna. This is very, very nice. He noticed the and Krishna's face was very, very beautiful. First of all, he was offering the obeisance to his feet. When he got up, you know, the Krishna Balaram was so happy to receive uncle. And actually, in the Vedic culture, when a guest arrives, you don't just ask, what did you come, or what do you want, or they say, no, first come, wash your feet, relax a little bit, take shower, eat, and after eating, maybe next day they'll ask you, what did you come for, what do you want, what are you looking for? You know, so this was the, so anyway, so he received them very, they received Akrura very nicely, so then Akrura started meditating, we saw the face of Krishna. And Krishna's face had a beautiful curly hair. Krishna has a beautiful black curly hair. So this is also very important that Krishna is. This is the unchangeable feature of Krishna. Krishna never wears short blonde hair. It's always beautiful, curly. It says when Krishna was as a boy, we speak about baby Krishna, maybe two days from now, that his hair was like a crow's wing. Imagine the hair was like a crow's wing. Nest of the, I don't know, I think it was crow's wing, or the nest.
Wing? Also
A
Flügel?
wing, yeah,
So wie
fluid.
ein Krähenflügel. Aha. Krishna.
So imagine his
Wie ein
hair was
Krähenflügel aus.
going all over the place, and Krishna is a child.
So,
It
also
was very
ein Baby.
cute.
Das muss sehr
So Krishna's,
süß sein.
then Krishna, he saw his attractive cheeks and nose, and his smiling glance, and his reddish lotus eyes. Wie viel Zeit hatten die noch?
So viel dabei?
Nee, ist nicht so viel. Maybe to cut it a little bit short, that Krishna's name Mukunda. You know why? Actually, this was a revelation. Anybody knows why Krishna's name is Mukunda?
Warum heißt Krishna?
Because he gives liberation.
Huh?
The one who gives liberation.
Weil Befreiung gibt.
No. You will never guess. It's because
Der heißt Mukunda, weil
Kunda means jasmine buds. You know, the Yasmin,
Jasminknospen.
the Pflanze, jasmine
Die Pflanze.
buds. And Mukunda means that he has teeth of white like jasmine buds.
Zähne, die sind weiß wie Jasminknospen.
So when Krishna smiles, his beautiful teeth. You know.
Lächelt, hat er wunderschöne
So that's why his name is Mukunda.
Deswegen ist
Jaya,
er Mukunda.
Mukunda ki Jaya. What else? Hand, we spoke about the hand. Then of course the Kura was saying a little bit, whoever didn't see Krishna, his life is actually
Wer immer Krishna
in vain.
nicht sieht,
It's a little bit heavy, as usual, the devotees is a little bit heavy in preaching.
das Leben hat die
You know.
meisten Weisen.
And then at the end, this is at the end, I'll finish with this.
So, ich werde jetzt beenden mit diesem.
Akrura, when he arrived, everything, and he saw Krishna, because Akrura had so much anxiety because of Kamsa, you know. What will Kamsa do, maybe to his family, or what would happen to, you know, to him, there's a danger. But he said, when he saw Krishna, Akrura became very, very ecstatic, and he said, he put aside all pride, all fear, and all lamentation, and absorbed himself in seeing, hearing, and everything about Krishna. So this is ultimately, as we call it, let it go, man. You know, let it go, let everything go, and just chant Hare Krishna. Because the material world is so much kuntas, as Prabhu says, anxieties. So many this problem and that problem, and you cannot get rid of them. This is a real life situations. But sometimes we just have to let it go, and just chant Hare Krishna, and let the ecstasy take over. So this is the message of Akrura. And then of course Krishna then went and later on followed them, and then Krishna Balaram were going to milk the cows, and then he went to the stable and so on and so forth. So I think this should be enough for this
Question.
Yeah.
I always wondered why didn't Akrura feel bad? He seems like he's coming there, of course he's nice, he's happy seeing Krishna, and then everybody's completely devastated when he's going, but there is no mention of him also being sad or being remorseful that he's taking away Krishna from Vrindavan.
No, there's no remorse whatsoever.
Pretty bad, isn't it?
It is. If you're a gopi, it's pretty bad. You will curse you. You know.
They kissed him.
You say you're Krura, but you're actually Krura. You're actually cruel. There are several, these pastimes, I actually cannot read this, but this is too much for me. For example, when the gopis standing, they want to jump in front of the these wheels, and this is too much.
This is hard, but
You should wake up now.
This is his girlfriend.
Wanted man. Actually, I was reading just before I came here. I was reading a book by Balaram Bhushana called Aishwarya Kadambini. And in this book, he like a short summary of the 10 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, particularly this Krishna's, up to the gopis and such. And they said Krura came, picked up Krishna, brought him to Mathura, and after 1 or 2 days, after he killed him, he came back to Vrindavan. So I was thinking, wow, I never actually officially saw that somebody wrote this. Because it usually says there's on some other plane, the Krishna stayed in Vrindavan, he never leaves Vrindavan. And the pastime was just going on, keep on going on. And this other plane which we read, the Krishna, Balaram left and they never came back. This is a different kind of level. But I've never heard that actually they came back. So everything is possible, so I don't know. Why didn't he feel bad? Maybe we should research it.
Maybe spiritual selfishness?
No, not a Krura, no.
Isn't it that he was happy that he knew Krishna would kill Kamsa?
Yeah, he was happy that Krishna would kill Kamsa and all these things, but maybe this is actually one of the arguments is he would think like Krishna would go kill Kamsa and go back. He didn't think he would take him back forever from Vrindavan. So why they didn't return is a different story.
It's not his fault.
No, he just thought I'm bringing him 1 2 days, kill Kamsa, go back. He had no. Of course, the whole is heartbreaking with the gopis. I don't know how did he go through this. But apparently Krishna rewarded him when they stopped in the river. Akrura went to wash his face and he saw inside Krishna Balaram becoming Ananta Shesha and Vishnu, and he was like shocked. And he looked at the chariot and Krishna Balaram was smiling. They were sitting there and he said, "Uncle, do you see anything wonderful in the river?" And Akrura was like, "Oh my God." It's one thing you see Krishna, it's beautiful, but you see Vishnu and Ananta Shesha, this huge thing, and you think, oh boy, this is like powerful. They said Vishnu is all, I don't know, his body is whatever, hundreds of meters, depends which Vishnu form you see. But apparently Akrura, later on he did some mishaps in the Bhagavatam because he was cursed by the gopis. So this is, we have to research and maybe next time we can speak about this. Okay, anything else? I know it's not satisfying, but this one is. Noch was zu fragen oder zu sagen? Oh, the answer comes by itself. Yasya prasad bhaja prasad.
Jaya.
Krishna Balaram ki Jaya, Akrura ki Jaya,
Jaya Sacinandana Prabhu ki
Prabhupada ki Jaya. Camera.